Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce a very interesting young man who's traveled from very far away to be with us tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Going right
We're
now.
live on
We're
Facebook
live.
and Instagram. Boom.
What is this? Episode 18, live stream, Salt to the Streets. Donovan, Offie. Jordan pointed out to me that we didn't introduce ourselves in the live stream.
Always and
We're
forever.
terrible at that.
Always
That's a big
forgetting that.
podcast mistake. You should always tell people who you are. Live stream on this one. Now we're live streaming on fucking everything.
Woo,
Double tap.
woo.
Boom. Here we are. Okay, so the big three for this week. The big three topics are the Singapore Summit, the head tax got repealed in Seattle, and then AT&T bought Time Warner. And that may not seem like a big subject to some people, but
It's
the ruling on it that came with the case has a lot of implications for just big ass companies buying other big ass companies. So it's something that we'll talk about for a while because we think that it's pretty interesting.
Do you know the difference in a horizontal merger and a vertical merger?
No.
Because we're going to get into that on this week's show.
So we're here. What's today? It's the 16th. We're going to say that again on the podcast because that's part of my job.
Boom.
But we are drinking some fresh squeeze today. Go ahead and
From
pull that out of
Deschutes
there.
Brewery.
Show it to the people.
Okay.
There it is.
Technical difficulties.
That's I couldn't get out with one hand.
Okay, we'll show it to the people.
There it is. That's the fresh squeezed right there. And then we can show it to
Promo.
those people.
Boom.
There's also some Red Bulls. This is the clutch table.
It's the clutch table.
If anybody ever sees, but that's what it is. Some Red Bulls and some water back there because you got to stay hydrated.
Always. Otherwise, Offie passes out.
Shit does happen. We've got some notes for this week. I have some paper notes this week on pink paper. Shout out to my wife because this is what we had in our house. And it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good show. We have lots of other stuff to talk about, like Comey and there's the IG report that came out. The Inspector General is that's what that stands for. Who is the person that looks into like pretty much internal affairs within the government? You know what I'm saying?
I think they work for the DOJ.
Yes.
And so they have authority over everything under the DOJ, which of course includes the FBI.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like
So I
this
think
over here.
you think that one is it one too many books, or do you think your microphone placement is that your problem?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
gonna
It just
play around
doesn't
with
feel
it.
quite right.
I feel like I'm leaning away from you, and I want to look at your pretty face, Don.
It's an interesting dynamic that we have set up here. People ask me about it all the time, and I'm like, I'm not always talking directly to them. Sometimes we're both just kind of looking forward in the same general direction, and that's how we have our conversations. So
Absolutely.
just because we sit at the desk.
And there's the show dogs.
Some dogs going on back there. Shit
Because I
happens.
made a bunch of noise with my chair.
They're not happy about what's going on over here.
But they'll live with it. They're good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Chloe.
Oh, the puppies.
Sad dog. It's gonna be beautiful. My wife isn't here this week. We'll talk about that on the podcast. It's gonna be good. We got some sports stuff to talk about. I don't want to talk about the Mariners yet because I want to talk about them for kind of a long time. So next week we'll do like kind of
Good Mariners chunk.
a nice big look at the Mariners. It was what was it, National Whiskey Day or Bourbon Day or something like that? Earlier
National
this week?
Boybin Day.
Yeah. So had that picture with the bourbon. That's always nice.
I'm a big fan of bourbon
Yeah.
of all kinds, including our famous BSB,
Yeah.
which is in the
Brown
freezer right
sugar
now.
bourbon. I
Staying
might have
chilled.
to hit some of that after this beer.
We always have it ready to go.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Oh, wifey's
yeah,
gonna grab
getting
it,
that
pull it
BSB
out, and show it
throw
off.
on the table. That's what I'm talking
Boom.
about. Let's see. I talked to some people this week, and there we go. That BSB. Talked to some people that I knew that were listening to the podcast, and I wanted to pitch you an idea and put you on the spot because we're on the live stream.
Oh, that's right.
About if people have any questions or anything like that, we should find them and then answer them on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like any comments or anything like that, we can go over them on the show.
Yeah, a lot of people do that kind of stuff. Like Shapiro's got his mailbag he does once a week, and
Yeah.
that'd be a really cool thing to do.
Yeah, definitely you should tell us if you don't want us to share something on the air so that we don't do it. Otherwise, I might do that. We hit a milestone on listens this week. I don't want to share numbers because fuck you guys, it's a secret. But, we hit a milestone on the listen, so that's good. I want to say thank you to everybody who is out here listening and supporting us and just like allowing us to feel comfortable continuing doing what we're doing, because that means a lot. You know, every time I talk to somebody that tells me that they learned something from the show, I'm like, that's it. Like, that's all.
Money.
Like, that's all that I'm really looking for. You know?
That's a bridge well built.
Last weekend at the retirement, before I left the bar, I gave a handful of business cards to my brother-in-law. I was like, will you just set these places in the bar before you leave tonight? And he was like, yeah, absolutely, I will. So he just set down hell business cards. So
that's where that jumping number came.
So I'm sure that will work. I talked to one of Jordan's uncles, and was able to give like a good solid spiel and breakdown on the podcast in like 10 minutes of like, this is really everything that we're about and like what the fuck we're doing and like this is how we do it, you know, and like we're out here hustling and trying to get shit going, and it was good. So I think that I'm awesome. Honing in that ability to like sell, you know, us
that
quickly.
Elevator pitch.
Like, yeah, I think that's important. I think 5 minutes is the real key, but I think that it helps to like bridge the gap between people and information. That helps. That's a good
hashtag bridging the gap. Boom. Yeah.
Building bridges.
Building bridges.
I
still got to make that shirt.
Yeah, that's got to be a good one. We'll have to get some custom shirts for us. You know, not for other people, but for us that say Salt and Streets on the front and then shit on the back.
That'd be dope.
Like that. We got to find some funny stuff that we've said from the podcast. And put that on there.
Last week was relatively entertaining.
Oh God! God!
We won't bring it up. But...
Bourbon makes people make mistakes. I don't know what to say.
That's great.
Let's go over our weeks in the pre-show real quick. We'll just knock this out right now. This week, I don't think that I did that much. I worked. Went out to dinner on like Thursday with Jordan's family.
Oh yeah, where'd you guys go?
We went to the Dugout, and that place is pretty good. No shade on the Dugout. The food is is good there, but the service is dog shit. Like, almost every time.
Sports bar, right?
Yeah, it's a sports bar. Sorry, I'm just cutting you out here. It is a sports bar on Kitsap Way next to Brother Don's, and it's pretty good. Like I said, the food there is good, but the service there is dog shit.
Yeah.
I got a problem if I go somewhere and I leave and I'm like, I could have had at least one more beer had somebody attended me more quickly. I got a problem. You know, that's a problem because you cost yourself money and you cost me a beer that I could also have in my stomach, and that's not good for anybody.
That reminds me of another thing that I did last weekend.
What? Because that's pretty much all that I did, I think.
Word?
Yeah.
What did you do last Saturday?
Saturday was the retirement.
Did you talk about it already?
Yeah, we talked about the retirement was last Saturday. Jordan's dad got married last Saturday. Congratulations to the new Genos. Because that did happen at the retirement. It was fucking crazy. And then we went to the bar afterwards. And then on Sunday, I did something. I did something on Sunday.
Yes, I'm trying to think. Because what did we do? Wow, man, Sunday was busy as hell.
Went to work for a little bit.
You like to work on them Sundays, don't you?
I need that money.
Absolutely.
You know I don't know. I am sure that people hate fucking listening to this. I can't remember. That's how I know I smoke. You know, not too much pot, but a lot of pot.
A lot of pot.
Just don't remember what I did last week.
That's fine.
Probably something big.
It's probably just because you got so much shit going on, bro.
Yeah, probably.
I totally know what you mean. If I don't take notes on my week, I have no idea what I did last week.
Yeah.
Except for just now when you reminded me of something else.
I have to write down the TV shows that I watch so I can talk about it in pop culture. It's a terrible, terrible thing.
So you could be like me and just be a total workaholic and not watch anything except for Parks and Recs, and then it's easy to remember.
And then you never forget. So what else did you do last week?
We tried to go see Solo last week.
And you never went to see it?
And it didn't work out. We went to go see it. We went and had an epic sushi dinner at that place in Silverdale, Joa.
Word.
Off the chain.
Yeah.
Spent way too much money, but but with that, we got like a big old bottle of sake and way too much food.
Word.
And then we went up to that theater in Silverdale. You ever go to that one?
To the AMC theater?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the recliner seats?
They have recliner seats? Okay. Yeah. Because we hadn't been there before since it had been rebuilt or refurbished or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, we're North Enders. We don't
And you have to pick your seats
far.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went to go see this
Not a
movie. It
fan.
had been out for like 3 weeks. And I was at the little machine. I was trying to pick my seats, and I was like, oh, shit. We got 4 of us, and there's not that many seats left.
Yeah.
There was one set of 4 that we could have gotten, but it was all the way at the very, very front
Fuck that.
corner. And I was like, no, this is garbage.
I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of picking the seats there. Excuse me, because they're bigger seats and they're like recliner ones.
Because it looked like
like
there was
lay
like
all the way
half the
back.
seats as a normal theater.
Yeah.
So
It is. There's much fewer seats. I don't like to go to that one. We don't see movies in Silverdale for that reason. That I don't like doing that.
that's good.
So
I was going to ask you, do you go to Silverdale a lot or just go to Paulsbo?
Paulsbo or all the way to
It's a
Bremerton.
50-50 roll for you.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. Like ever since I went to the Over 21 movie at Seafilm, there's almost no better way to see a movie but with a beer in your hand. So why would I do anything
Seafilm?
else? So the Seafilm is in Bremerton down by the ferry.
Oh.
Downtown Bremerton. That's like the newest theater. And
Okay.
at that one, they have some of them in a VIP lounge.
That's just a trek and a half for me. To get down to the ferry.
Well,
It'd be
Gig
easier to
Harbor
go
one,
take
yeah.
my ferry over to Winslow, drive to Seattle, take the ferry to Bremerton.
You would spend way more time than if you just drove there.
Dude, that would be an all-day event
Yes.
and not worth it because driving from Winslow to Seattle would literally make me want to shoot myself in the foot. Be terrible. This is really good.
It is.
I got to make this last all cast, though.
So did you do anything else?
Well, to accompany the movie that we did not see,
Right,
we went
'cause you did
back
not go see
to
the movie.
my boy's house, along with the Ginger Ninja herself.
Jakey Jake?
Yeah, and
get
we
them
were
in
just
here.
sitting there, like, kind of shooting the shit like we always do. We played some dominoes, Mexican trained dominoes, drinking wine like old people.
Did you say domino, motherfucker?
I didn't this time. I usually do, though. I usually do the slap, domino, motherfucker.
Always should.
But then we started talking about movies and this and that. We were thinking about watching one over there, and it just never happened. And then all of a sudden, Jake starts talking about this old movie that we made back when we were teenagers.
You guys made a movie?
Oh yeah, this was back in the early days of making films.
I gotta see this.
Oh my, yes you do.
I gotta
You
see
absolutely
this.
need to. And they've been bugging us to try to all 6 of us get together and do some shit.
Yeah.
So we got to try to do that. But yeah, we watched this old school. Did you ever get into airsoft when you were younger?
A
You know
little
what
bit.
that is?
I did a little bit of that.
So we got super into it, our little group of friends. And this one time we made this music montage, like music video thing to the theme of Numa Numa.
Oh.
And it was just us like being stupid, shooting each other like without shirts on. And man, it was the greatest thing ever.
That's funny.
We have some people joining over in Instagram, and David_McZachary says, "What movie?"
What movie? Oh, the one we're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's entitled Airsoft Music Video. I mean, we were like, it's like 16 maybe. I think we had just gotten our cars
And it's not
stuff.
on YouTube?
Oh God, no.
We got to put it on YouTube.
All right, I'm gonna have to talk to the proprietor, the
Yeah.
owner of the footage, and maybe we can arrange a deal.
We certainly don't want to infringe on any copyrights or anything like that.
Yeah, because we'd have to pull the music because there's no way we could use that.
Oh, well, fuck that. I don't care about that. We'll deal with that
private
law
screening.
afterwards.
Yeah, we'll make it like a $100 tier Patreon reward. Everybody gets a copy.
You can see the Airsoft music video.
Oh, it's
that's,
rough.
That's good.
But I haven't laughed that hard in so fucking long, dude. It was such a trip.
That's funny.
I had forgot the whole thing existed, and then as soon as it started, I remembered every single moment of it. It was insane.
Those are the best. Those are the best memories.
Word. But other than that, I got some woodworking projects I started. Went out to this wonderful place called Butcher and Baker restaurant yesterday in Port Gamble, which is ridiculous, and I hate myself for not going there before. It's fantastic. And yeah, my little cousin Kai's birthday is. You're getting this on Monday, so it was yesterday on Father's Day. So we had a nice little dinner and stuff with him, and got to say happy birthday and hang out with the little man for a while.
Happy
Turning
birthday.
13. He's officially a teenager. Oh boy.
Changing your whole life, being
Yeah.
13.
But yeah, that was it.
All right.
Word.
Well, with that, we're ending the motherfucking pre-show. It's been 14 and a half minutes.
I like it.
So obviously, this is who we are. We introduced ourselves in the beginning. I'm Donovan. This is Colin, Offie. Find us on SoundCloud, on Twitter, Salt of the Street. What are you, Big Bird Offie?
At Big Bird Offie
At
on
Big
the
Bird
Twitters,
Offie.
Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram, I'm alpaca_Donovan. That's a long story that I'll tell one time. Also on Facebook, like I said, on SoundCloud at Salt of the Streets Podcast. Anywhere else that you get a podcast, listen to it. Shout out to the Upper Left because those guys are fucking awesome. Definitely go and listen to all their music. Shout out to everybody else who's ever been on this podcast, but
Always.
none of them have anything else to promote, or else we would.
Word.
So that's going to be the end of this live stream. We're going to do this. Do you have another question there before we...
David also says that his birthday is tomorrow, and he says congrats.
Well, happy birthday,
Happy birthday. Happy birthday,
How
sir.
old are you going to be?
He said, I'll be old.
Nice.
I'll be
nice.
old.
Welcome to the old people club.
Yeah. So we're going to close this live stream up, and you guys will
Word.
get this on Monday.